Both punches by Lamada.
This is explosive stuff here.
10 seconds left. Steel looks off. That's enough. That's enough.
Tonight, live and exclusive from Sky Sports, Big Time Boxing!
Oh, terrific right hand. He's knocked out in the second round. Is he on his way to yet another quick win? Perez is in desperate trouble again. Down he goes. He's done it again. He stopped the fight, and Prince Naseem Hamed is now king. Oh, my word.
The fight's all over. The fight is all over.
Prince Naseem Hamed, the young man who calls himself a legend at the age of just 22. Certainly we have marvelled at his speed, winced at his punching power, and celebrated his showmanship in and out of the ring. But the cold truth remains that to prove yourself truly a legend in boxing, you have to crack it in the American market. And that is the next big challenge.
Prince Naseem Hamed is going to be a big star in the United States. They don't really know him there yet, but in my broadcasting career, you've got to go back to the 60s and Muhammad Ali to find anyone that has this kind of flamboyance. They're going to love him in the States, so this is a big stepping stone for him, too. When you fight a tough kid from Puerto Rico that's undefeated, it could be a test. This is a step up for Naseem. I think they'll really love him in the States.
High praise there from Bob Sheridan, the man they call the Colonel in American boxing circles. And the Colonel and the rest of the American Roadshow is in town here in this red-hot arena in the Newcastle Arena tonight, because Prince Naseem Hamed gets that chance to take another giant step forward and impress the American public. The second defense of his WBO World Featherweight title coming tonight against the Puerto Rican Daniel Alicea. It's being shown coast to coast in the United States, and it tops another superb bill on Sky Sports. And the Prince wishes it to be known he is ready.
I've got to show them Americans that there's a Brit, there's a British Arab, I should say, in Britain, from Sheffield, what's ready basically to take on the world. And as I told them before, the Americans, when you look in my eyes, looking at a man ready to cane the world.
And now, making his way to the ring, here comes the defending WBO Featherweight Champion of the World, Britain's Naseem Hamed.
And what ring entrance has he cooked up for us tonight, I wonder? Whatever it is, he's taking his time doing it, Glenn.
He certainly is. Plenty smoke.
Well, it looks like he's starting to believe that he's a real prince.
I think so.
Just as long as they don't carry him out of the ring as well.
Well, I'm sure he'll have other ideas about that, but he certainly found a different entrance. Well, the crowd, they don't see many things like this in Newcastle.
They don't see many things like this in Las Vegas.
The Prince is walking from here. Let's do it.
Well, not even Muhammad Ali or Sugar Ray Leonard ever tried anything quite like this. Not to everybody's taste in professional boxing, it must be said, but this man is all about showmanship and theatre, and he He is a ticket seller, and he has caught the public's imagination. And woe betide any fighter who tries to make this kind of ring entrance who can't fight. This fellow can.
That's right, but one man just looking who is enjoying this entrance very much is Alicea. He's dancing in the corner, lots of big smiles, so I think he's enjoying the whole atmosphere here.
Times when Prince Nassim Hamed makes Chris Eubank look like an introvert. Let's check the tail of the tape for this fight. Alicea, the older man by a year, though he's less experienced, much taller too. Look, 5'7" against 5'3", same weight, just inside the 9-stone limit. Alicea only 15 fights. Hamed's only had 21 though, and he's knocked out 19 of those opponents. Both of them used to very short fights, an average of 3.5 rounds per fight each.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, before we continue with our action, at this time we ask you to please be upstanding for the playing of the national anthems.
La tierra del origen donde nacido yo es un jardín florido de mágico primor, un cielo siempre nítido le sirve de dosel y dan a tuyos plácidos las olas a sus pies cuando a sus playas llegó Colón. Exclamó lleno de admiración. Oh, esta es la linda tierra que busco yo.
Very disappointing, the Newcastle crowd's response, I'm afraid, to the Puerto Rican national anthem, which was observed with less than reverence.
Ladies and gentlemen in attendance, boxing fans joining us across the UK on Sky Sports, and sports fans joining us around the world. We welcome you to the Newcastle Arena here in beautiful Newcastle, England, as it is time for the main event of the evening. And it's all brought to you by Frank Warren's Sports Network and Don King Productions, as sponsored by MBC and Adidas. This bout coming away is sanctioned by the World Boxing Organization, President Francisco Valcarcel, supervisor at ringside John Montano, along with the British Boxing Board of Control, the stewards in charge, Nipper Reed and Bob Graham. By position at ringside, Dr. Alan Trotter, timekeeper at the bell, Albert Kelleher, judges at ringside, scoring this bout, Rafael Lopez, Victor Salamon, and Giuseppe Tondaro. And introducing to you our referee in charge, working in this, his 40th world title bout, introducing Raul Cais. All right, fans, here we go with the main event of the evening. And now, ladies and gentlemen in attendance, and boxing fans joining us around the world, it's showtime! With the WBO Featherweight Championship of the world scheduled for 12 rounds of boxing. Introducing to you first the challenger on my left, fighting out of the red corner, entering the ring wearing red, white, and blue trunks, fighting out of and representing Santurce, Puerto Rico. He weighed in at 8 stone, 11 3/4 pounds, or 125 3/4 U.S. pounds. Here is the former amateur champion who is undefeated in his campaign in the ring with 15 wins, no losses, 13 big wins coming by way of knockout. Tonight, he is making his first attempt at a world title. Please welcome the undefeated WBO #1 featherweight contender, introducing Daniel Pipino Alicea. And his opponent across the ring on my right is the colorful defending world champion, fighting out of the blue corner, entering the ring wearing gold trunks with black trim. He is hailing from his hometown of Sheffield, England, and proudly representing his heritage of Yemen. His weight the same as his opponent, 8 stone, 13 3/4 pounds, or 125 3/4 U.S. pounds. His outstanding unbeaten record includes 21 wins, no losses, with 19 wins coming by way of knockout. Tonight, he is making his second defense of his title. Please welcome one of boxing's young sensations. Here is the one and only and one-of-a-kind, undefeated WBO featherweight champion of the world, introducing Prince Naseem Mohammed. Once again, our referee in charge of this bout now to give instructions, Raul Cais.
Well, while that was going on, Prince Naseem Mohammed was trying to taunt Alicea about what he was about to do to him. Remember this fight, for the first time ever, Prince Naseem Mohammed being shown live in the United States. The boxing fraternity there have heard all about him, but your average sports fan certainly hasn't. This is his chance to impress them and maybe get all the talk going about a big fight with the likes of a Barrera or a Zuma Nelson. But remember, last time out he won in 35 seconds. Prince Naseem, the 4th fastest win in world title history against Saeed Lawal. What has Alicea got to offer? Good enough to be a world champion, junior champion as an amateur. Naseem is always looking to throw punches from unusual angles. There's been talk in the build-up to this of him throwing a secret punch that he's been working on. 2 very good left hands from him there. Big factor in the fight is whether Alicea can take a shot. Anyone who fights Prince Naseem will need that quality if they're to beat him. Durability and resilience, because he does hit by all accounts like a middleweight, even though he's a featherweight.
Alicea also needs to be able to react very quickly, because the punches from Mohammed come from all sorts of angles very quickly. So Alicea has to be able to react. He has to read what Mohammed is going to do.
Remember, even a battle-hardened fighter like Steve Robinson, who'd had several world title fights, could barely lay a glove on Prince Naseem. Alicea covering up very well, getting his arms up well to try and block those punches from whatever angle. A right hand gets through from Alicea. He did catch Naseem with one there. Good right over the top, though, from Nassim.
Well, Alicea keeping his hands up quite well. That's very important, the defence. Just as Nazim went to throw his left, he got caught off Alicea's right.
Good fast right hand from Nassim. Alicea has taken the punches well so far. Nassim is talking to him as usual. He's had some criticism from some sections of the media for trying to humiliate opponents in the past. Thin line between psychological warfare and tastelessness, of course. But Alicea looks full of ambition here and belief.
Yes, and certainly he's not psyched out in any way. Good right hand again.
Oh, he's got him down! Nassim is put down by a right hand. It was only a flash knockdown, but he'll have to take a mandatory 8 count. Down for the first time in his career. What about this in the first round? He wasn't so elusive there. Waving Alicea in.
Well, this is the questions we want asked. What is Hamed like when he's getting hit? And he went down. So this is a very different fight now. We know that Alicea can get to him.
Well, Alicea might have heard about the reputation, but he's taking no notice of it. What about that? Alicea puts Nassim Hamed down for the first time in his career. Flash knockdown, really. But how much has that dented Hamed's confidence? We thought this might be a tricky fight for him, and it shapes that way.
And a good punch there, good long right hand. You see the hands are right down, catches it again, long spearing right hand to the chin. And again, just as he was getting away from that one didn't seem to have the full power in it. But look at that one did. He took that one quite well, Hamed, but there was more to come. That one just pushed him over. There you see it, wonderful punch. You see where the hands were there. Alicea nice and tight with his defence and good reactions.
Alicea, who says he's looked at a lot of videos of Nassim Hamed, he's spotted weaknesses, and he says tonight he will expose them. Has he already started to do that? Second round. Well, this is the most interesting Prince Nassim Hamed fight, well, I'd say, ever, already. And we've only had a round of it. Round 2, Alicea in the stripes.
And this is where you wonder what's happening in Hamed's, in his mind. Is his confidence starting to go? Can he keep the confidence up?
Alicea's rangy, long arms, and again, Nassim is getting caught more tonight than I think I've seen him caught in probably 10 fights. Got through with a right hand, but Alicea is showing good resilience so far. Every time Nassim lands, he just takes the punch. He looks a real hard nut, doesn't he?
He really does. He looks strong, but Hamed come back well there with a couple of nice loose punches that really seem to land heavily on Alicea.
The Prince is used to seeing fighters fall apart when he lands with his heavy artillery, but Alicea, so far anyway, hasn't done this. And what's making this fascinating is that Prince Nassim Hamed is being asked questions that we haven't seen before. He's caught by a right uppercut, and that almost limbo dancer-style defence of his is being put to the test.
But often the head movement like that, it's very difficult to get out of the way of all of the punches. He's got to try and get his hands up, Hamed, here.
Just switching orthodox for a moment there, Hamed.
Good solid right hand there.
Oh, left hook, and down goes Alicea. There's the answer. And he's in a bad way, on very unsteady legs. It was a left hook that did it in the second round. And Prince Nassim reasserts himself.
He looked at very heavy right hand, then that little short left hook. He went down heavily there. Bad moments for Alicea.
Can his head clear? Can he get through this? This is a vital last 45 seconds. Another right hand. Has his legs splayed in the corner. Needs to get the gloves up. The final bell for this round cannot come soon enough for Alicea, who lands a very good left hook of his own. Under half a minute left in this round. Nassim to build on that breakthrough. Knocked down in both rounds so far.
Heavy punches.
And the left, and I don't think he'll get up from that. It's called off. The fight is over. The fight is over. There'll be no count. He's won it in round 2. The 9th time he's won in round 2. And that was Hamed's answer to suffering the first knockdown of his career. The finish really was chilling and frightening. And Alicea is still down. And Prince Nassim Hamed retains his WBO featherweight championship against a young fighter who arrived with a lot of belief, who put him on the floor. But Hamed, give him credit, there was the answer.
That's right, Alicea asked Hamed them questions, the ones we've all wanted to know. Hamed answered them fantastically. Very good power punching, found the angles, and really when he went down very heavily. Really does carry some power in his fists.
Alicea managed to land more punches on Hamed, certainly than Steve Robinson did on the whole of the 8 rounds those two fought. It was only 2 rounds, but what an interesting 2 rounds they were.
They certainly were. Alicea really came out to have a fight, wasn't overawed, took the fight to Hamed, hurt Hamed, put him over, and it looked as if Hamed may have a lot more in this fight than he was going to bargain for. But Hamed answered the questions fantastically, came back, beautiful punches and very heavy hands.
This is how it finished. It was a 2-punch combination.
Look, he just gets the rhythm in the shots. The left, the right comes up, and then the following left. All the momentum in these punches, nice rhythm. But also, Alicea caught him there, but he still had enough to land that left hook. And look how heavily he goes down. They were hard punches.
He's now floored 20 of the 22 opponents he's fought, Prince Nassim Hamed. He's scored 38 knockdowns already in his career. Only 2 men have gone the distance with him. But what do we read by the fact that he was put on the floor? Well, you know, people like even Ali was put on the floor, wasn't he, by Henry Cooper and Sonny Banks early on. Nothing wrong with that as long as you get up and win.
Certainly not with the style that Hamed has, where his hands are very low. He relies on reactions. And you know, he got caught some decent punches, he went down, but he got straight back up and he was okay. And then to come back and knock his opponent out in that fashion, obviously, you know, it tells a great deal. And there was questions to be answered. He answered them so well there.
He said he'd win in round 3. He did it in round 2. But it was not the usual formality for him. There were bad moments in that fight, and be interesting to hear what he says about all of that, the knockdown.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the time of 2 minutes, 46 seconds of round number 2. Our referee in charge, Raul Kais, stops the contest. He's won by way of technical knockout, still undefeated, and still the WBO featherweight champion of the world, Prince Nassim Hamed.
Newcastle fans enjoyed that. Hamed fights do tend to be short, but they are on the spectacular side. There'll be talk now, more talk, about a match with Marco Antonio Barrera, the brilliant Mexican. I must say I'd steer pretty clear of him. Not necessarily because Hamed would lose the fight, but it is extremely dangerous, of course, to anybody who fights him. And what about Hamed against the veteran Azuma Nelson, who's recently defended his super featherweight title?
Yes, great fight and prospect, but you gotta put him in with anybody.
Colin McMillan, the British featherweight champion, would certainly be among those towards the front of the queue. He's here tonight working for radio and will be pushing his case. But Hamed has successfully defended the WBO featherweight championship he won from Steve Robinson for a 2nd time.
And I'm sure the American audiences are going to be very impressed with that.
We'll try to get some American reaction for you before we go off the air tonight as to what they might have made of that. Our colleagues from Showtime, the big cable network in the United States, showing this fight. They're the people who show Mike Tyson over in the States. Wasn't in the script for Hamed to go down, that's for certain, but he got up, and how he produced a finish. In just a moment or two, we'll get his version of events when he speaks to Gary Norman. No signs either of the problems with the right hand that he suffered earlier on. Here he is with Gary.
Naz, strong, 2 rounds. Naz, let me tell you, awesome power. You stopped a very dangerous opponent there, and you answered a few questions as well.
To tell you the truth, I felt so good in there, but when he hit me with a good shot, I didn't even see the shot. But to tell you the truth, I got back up, know where my feet were, and when I plant my punches, see, I'm just too strong. When they connected and I put my preciseness together, my accuracy, it connected beautifully. And I hit him. I told you, when I hit him, they're going down from Allah. They're getting knocked out from Allah.
Many people have said they wanted to get you hit on the chin. What did it feel like when you went down for the first time?
It was beautiful. It was good. It was nice to taste, a nice, good shot by a good, very, very good fighter, undefeated. But as you see my heart and my power and Allah behind me, I got up, I planted my punches, planted my feet. Allahu Akbar, I just hit him so hard. He weren't getting up from that last shot, you saw it yourself.
When you need to, you just pull one of those sucker punches out and it just stops them dead in their tracks.
Just stops them in the tracks, as you say. I hit him so hard, especially the second time. I put my punches together and I just, boom, there you go.
Now, Showtime were here. That's going to go coast to coast in America. Yeah. It was very important for you to look good.
To tell you the truth, I didn't think I looked as good as I could have looked. The finishing knockdowns and everything like that was beautiful. I knocked him and I hit him with some very, very good shots. But I could have boxed better than that. I could have not got hit at all, and I normally never get hit. But what the hell? I got hit with a good shot. My heart's with me, Allah's with me. I got up, I planted my feet, I hit him so hard. That's why I'm never, ever going to get beat, Gary. I'm never going to get beat. Full stop. I refuse to lose. Allah will never make me lose. I will never lose. Full stop.
What would you like to do now?
Pardon?
What would you like to do now, fight-wise? What's next?
I want to fight any of them. I want to go to the... I want to go to the States. I want to fight in England. I want to box the best fighters in the world. I'm the best fighter in the world. I'm going to knock Barrera out. I'll knock all of them out. Azuma Nelson. They know the punching power. After seeing that fight, they know. I got hit, got up, took him out. I predicted the second round, the third at first, and then I changed my mind to the second round, and I give him a good beating.
You're right, I heard you in the dressing room, you changed from 3 to 2. Frank Warren, that went to America. Is there a possibility he could fight in America next?
There's a strong possibility, but we've got to talk over the weekend, and I'll be talking to the Showtime people and to Don King, and we'll decide what we're going to do. But, you know, you just see the best fighter, I think, honestly, that we've produced. He proved, if he's hurt, he's an even more dangerous fighter. He got caught with a good shot, went down, got up, heart of a lion, and knocked the guy out. Absolutely poleaxed him.
I ain't losing that belt.
In many ways, it's good to see them get
Everybody
tested like that.
Everybody wanted to see it happen. Well, you've seen it happen, and you've seen him get up. He fought, he's in there with a good fighter, a very good fighter. Big heart, you know, in the Lion's Den, and the kid took the fight to Malaysia and 4 marks in. But there ain't nobody who can take that power. There ain't nobody around, I promise you.
There's a rumour that he could fight on the Tyson undercard. I mean, you know, 2 rounds. He's still ready to go. When could we see him go across the waters to the States? 6 weeks, 8 weeks?
I don't know. It's something we're talking about. We'll let you know next week.
All right, we'll watch this space with interest. Last
Gary,
word with you.
This belt here, I ain't losing, so I ain't gonna lose this belt. You see this nice belt? I'm never ever gonna lose. Blatantly, I ain't losing nothing.
What you need is a few more. They'll come. Thanks, Naz.